Yeah. So, Nalini ma'am, will you start?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can tell like which question should I explain from easy category. I, I think you know what which questions are from easy category, right?
Uh,
Can anyone respond? Like,
ma'am, the sharing just stopped.
yeah, I have stopped the
Oh,
sharing.
achha, you have stopped. Achha.
Yeah, if they tell some question number, then I can proceed with that question, no, from easy category. So I was asking for with.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if anyone has any specific doubt from easy category question, you can ask. Like, if not, yeah, I will choose one question and I can explain that.
So Nalini, I guess they don't know the easy category, so we can check like the numbers, the strings, and all that. No, so those kind of without the comparable classes and without a.
Yeah.
So those questions which did not have two classes, just one main class, right? So does any of you have any? Does any of you need any explanation of any of the questions on the first day? So that's probably what Nalini is looking at, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Should I show the questions like the list of the questions
No,
from
right.
easy?
No, if somebody is able to recall any question that they want to ask, I think we can go ahead. Otherwise, you can go ahead with whatever you have planned.
Yeah, okay.
Does anybody want to ask any specific question? Okay.
We do not remember questions exactly.
But approximately, if you remember, we can pick it out. Some idea. You don't have to give the exact statement, and not even. I'm not talking about the questions which had two classes, the comparable, or where you had to, all those overriding methods and all that. Not those things. Nalini is now talking about the simpler ones where you just need to know the basic Java syntax and the simple logic to write a program. So those kind of questions, right? So yeah, I think Nalini, I think they may not be able to give you the exact questions. We can just go ahead.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. Chandra.
Ma'am, there was one problem. It was regarding scholarship something. Where I just got stuck is that there one method was written parameter t obj, since it was a generic. So I want to have more clarification on that.
Chandrasekhar, that is the comparable, right? I mean, the overriding the comparative method, no?
Yeah, I was not having problem with the definition of the method. What was I was having a problem with that generic how stands over there that I want to understand. Means how that problem is.
Yeah, we'll come
generic
to
point
that
of view. I
later,
want to understand that. That is only.
Yeah, that question we will come to it. Okay, what
Yes, ma'am.
so we are actually going to address. So actually, inside we had three different types. I would say one is like basic questions where you don't need to know the the overriding or the inheritance or anything. Just simple Java in a single class. You have to use basic system for loops or and yeah, simple questions. Okay, so that is the one that Nalini is going to address now. The next, again, Anand will address next set of such questions. And then we have something which uses these comparable and then, say some 2 points getting another third point or two rational numbers getting another third rational number, two complex numbers giving a third complex number, something like that, right? So we had different types of questions. So we will address one after the other. So here Nalini was asking about the questions where you had a single class in the question. Okay. Okay, we'll come to that, Shaurya. So this session is for the proctored questions only. So we'll come to that. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Nalini, I think we can go ahead with the question.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Okay, then I can explain first two questions of this. Yeah, Screen is visible, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, please try to solve this, and yeah, like you can tell, anyone can tell, like if you have stuck in the middle, you can tell. Yeah, just not solving. If you have some idea, you can tell how to solve this problem. Yeah, I'm not asking for how exact thing, but if you have some idea, you can tell like how to go with this.
Ma'am, basic logic you are asking?
Yeah, you can tell like how will you approach this kind of problem. Yeah, basic logic. Yes, I'm asking for basic logic.
Okay, ma'am, we can use maps as well, and where every character will be a key, and whenever that key is not found, we'll have the default count of 1. And if the occurrence is coming thereafter, it will be incremented by 1. And thereafter, we
Okay.
can have one condition that those strings which are having values more than 1, we can remove them.
Okay, you can remove them, but how you guarantee that order here? So first E
Well,
should come.
otherwise, we have to use for loop, and one by one we need to go using some list. We need to keep a track of every character having the occurrence once only.
Okay, you are going to store. Sorry, I didn't get that. So can you tell that again? How will you solve this problem?
Actually, I'm reading one by one character, right, by using char
Yeah.
at, and I'm going to store another string. And before storing,
Yes.
I will see that it contains this character or not. If it is not contains, then I will add into the string and increase the position 1 for that string. Okay. Okay, position is not required to increase. I just add it.
So how
And
do you iterate every time the second string? So how will you check like whether
the argument is the position, right?
Yes.
Suppose
For
here is
loop,
a
we can increment it.
yeah. So
but it will be dynamic, no? Like that the new string will be changing every time. So how will you tell that is of fixed
no,
length?
okay, new string is string 1. Okay, so string 1 dot contains, and the whatever the character I got it, if I pass it, then it will return true or false. If it is false, that means it is not there. So I can add directly to this string, right?
Okay.
And
See, but the string one which you are telling will be dynamic, no? That will not have fixed length. So how you are going to iterate on that?
no,
Ma'am,
string.
we will
Okay,
calculate.
you are telling you will use contain method, no?
Yeah. I mean, that is, this one is str. Okay, so you have given the example, right? Str dot car at, right? That is my original input. Okay, maybe I take it as a s dot car at, then argument 0 1 2 3 4. I'm taking one by one, and another string which is I newly created, and where I am going to store. So before I storing that, I will take the character and pass into the contains functions. If contain function return true, that means it is already there. So I'm not going to add it. Otherwise, I'm going to add it.
Okay, I got that. Should we do that in that manner? Should I start doing that? Should I do on the ripple so others also can see?
Pardon?
No, should I do in the ripple so that others also can see? I'm telling like, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you can. Why not?
Please, ma'am.
So actually we want a string.
Nalini, did you stop sharing or just?
I think it just went off.
Yeah, can you share
Yeah,
again?
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you are supposed to write here. So let us assume the new string as S1. So we'll take some fixed input. Okay, here instead of taking from user, we'll take some fixed input here. Array. Okay. Something. New string will be empty string. So you were going to iterate from.
Nalini, that should be in double quotes. No?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Sorry. You are iterating over the string. And you will check whether S1 dot contains
Yes.
contains of S dot character at I.
At 0, yes.
Yeah. So at I am checking. Okay.
I.
If I should put if it contains, then I should not add.
Yeah, if it is true, then yeah. Equal to true is needed.
I think okay. If
Yes, one
it
contains.
does not contain, let's take if it does not, it will return no. It will return true or false only, right? The statement if does not contain no. Contains method will
Yes,
return
ma'am.
true only. Yeah,
Yeah.
true or false.
Yeah, yes,
Now,
yes.
if it does not contain, then I will add it to
Yes.
S1. S1 equal to S1 plus
Yes, dot character.
S dot character of I. Why this showing some error? I think here insert bracket. I have inserted 3 no. Okay, we'll see. So I will print that string. We'll see. Okay. The thing is, everything should be in main in REPL, so I'm writing this as main. S dot caret of I. Yeah, it's correct. You know what? Should I check contains method here?
So car at I is returning reference type, right? Character.
S1 dot contains S dot character I will return some letter. No, first in
No,
this case
I
it will.
believe the data type will be the problem. Two type of character. One is
Yeah,
primitive. One is reference type, right? So that may be.
Okay, let me check like about the contains method. I haven't used that. Okay, I will check contains.
Madam, can you add plus just double quotes to that S dot caret of I? Line number 8. Line number 8.
Yeah, line number
8. At line number 8.
So what you're telling?
Plus
Line
here.
number 8 instead of S dot caret of I.
No, ma'am. For S dot caret of I is there, no? Plus double quotes. Just double quotes.
Here in the line
No,
9.
No, no, line number 8. In if condition, yeah. Plus,
Okay. Contains s dot character. Here itself, no?
yeah,
Plus double quotes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it will be a string.
yeah, it
Yeah.
becomes string.
Yes. ERI. Yeah. That will check some other thing. Will any other you want to give any other thing is okay. It should print RIOSD. Okay. You want to test with any other input whether it's working or not? So the contains method is used to search for a substring in a given string. So if s dot character I of I, it will return a character. It won't return you a string. So this method previously I haven't enclosed it. I haven't made it a string, no. So it is giving error. So if I
Actually,
say
it is taking character sequence.
yeah, it will check whether s1 contains that substring. If it is like s1 dot contains of s2, then the method will check whether s1 has s2 string in it or not. So yeah, it will check string. It will check whether it has that string or not. It works on strings but not on characters. So it previously it has given you error. If you make it as a string, then it will work, no, that method. So how can you make it as a string? By adding simple this empty double quotes, then you are just making it as a string, no. Yeah.
But
So that
exam time, in the exam time, it will not be so easy to think, right? This kind
yeah,
of
if you
problem.
know contains method, then it will be easy. If you don't know what the contains method, like it will it accept string or character, it will be quite confusing. Yeah, at that time you won't get this idea also, like whether you don't know, like you don't know how to process also at that time there, because the error message also it's not clear, no. If I say like, but you can approach this problem in other way also without using the contains method also. Yeah.
Ma'am, can we use trace set here?
Yeah, you can
Is
use,
it
one can
possible?
do you yeah, one can do by using sets also. I will show that answer also. Okay, I will just
Yes,
show.
ma'am.
I won't run the code, but it will work. Okay. Okay, if you want, I can just copy and run that, but I will show that also. Okay. Yeah, just give me a
Yes,
second.
ma'am. Yeah.
So here it's visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so here we are creating an hash set of characters. Okay, so you will add each and every element to a set hash set, because the order need to be preserved, no. So the first order need to be preserved here, so I'm adding just into hash set. So we will add to hash set, and then we are adding to string s2, whatever the elements which are present in hash set, we will add to string this string. Then you will get the string by eliminating the duplicates, this also works. Yeah, this code you can glance this code also once, like just you are adding the characters to the hash set, each and every characters the given string to hash set, so that in the set duplicates phone will be removed, right? So yeah, finally you will add the elements of the hash set each and every element. You will iterate through the hash set and you will add each and every element of the hash set to this new string, the string which you wanted, then just print, then you will get the answer. If you want, just I will do that and check. Here you need, so here like you no need to remember this what contains method and all. Yeah, you can do this simply right here by using this. CSTM, you got unique characters only, right, in the new string. So this is other way of doing without using the contains method also. Yeah, one can solve this problem in different ways, right? Okay, we'll go to the next question. If anyone has doubt in this particular question, you can ask now.
No question, ma'am.
Okay, sure, we'll move to the other question. Okay, I'm checking for this question, which question, like questions which will be somewhat difficult. Just give me a minute. Okay, I will show the question. So this is the question. Write a program that given a positive integer number as input prints the number of digits that occur exactly once in your number. So how do you want to do that? So you are given a number as input, so you want to print only the numbers which exactly occurs once. I think these both are similar, no? Above question and this question.
We can use hash map here.
So how will you use hash map?
Every character, as we discussed in the same fashion that we did before, instead of linked hash set, we can use the hash map, and every value will be the key and the occurrence will be just counted.
Okay, you are using a hash map.
In the number of digits that occur exactly once, okay. And thereafter, those who are having count equal to 1, they can be printed. That can be done.
Okay, you have a hash map of what? Of can you tell the hash map of string, integer kind of thing? Integer.
Integer.
Okay,
Yeah.
integer. So how will you do? Just tell.
Uh,
You have a
we can
number
have a
1, 2,
map.
3, 1, 1, 2, 4. You have this number with you. This is an integer.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, this is an integer
Yeah.
because number is an integer. So you are
Hmm.
storing.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, you are audible. Yes, you are audible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to find out the
Integer.
modulus divided by 10. Then one of the digit will come right from the.
So yeah, can continue.
Yeah, we'll find out the
Alright.
modulus by one and put
Yeah.
into the hash map.
Okay, you will put each and every element to the hash map modulus. You will get.
No, the
Yeah.
linked hash map, that is taking only unique one, right?
Yeah.
So if there is duplicate, that will automatically.
Yeah. Then that should be set. That should be set. But
Can we convert this into string and perform it?
yeah, that is a
Can
good
we
thing.
change the data
So
type?
yeah, that is very good thing. So you can convert this to a string and do the same processing what you have done previously, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. There
So
will be a map string hm is equal to new hash map of string
okay, you
that
will
we can
convert
declare.
this to a string. You will convert
Yes,
1, 2,
ma'am.
3, 1, 2, 4 as a string. Okay, now tell me, like you want count of number of unique digits. Like what are the unique digits here? 3 and 4, no? What are the unique digits here? Only 3 and 4. 1,
Yeah.
2 is repeated. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 number of unique digits is 4. So you want to count the number of unique digits. So how? You have a string now. You want to find the number of unique characters in your string. So how?
As we did before, we'll just check the presence of that. Means we'll find out the
Yeah, you
value.
can. Yeah, that is good thing. Yeah, you will
And
make
then
it.
we apply we can apply the key set, or we can just get the key values. We can read the key values, only values, and those values who are having values equal to 1, they can be printed.
So you can store this string 1, 2, 3, 4 string in hash set, no? Has some sets. Yeah, any set, because you want only the number. So what do? You will add each and every character at your string to hash set, so duplicates will be removed. Only you have.
Okay.
No, that won't work, no, because 1, 2, 3 will be there at that time. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be there in your headset. 1, 2 won't be there, but 1, 2, 3 will. 1, 2, 3, 4
We
will be
cannot
there.
use set now, ma'am. Set is not useful because set is going to remove the duplicate. We want count as well.
Yeah, yes. So you are saying to use hash map or something, no?
Map, yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you will use map, and what will you do? You will add each and every element to your map, and okay, you will say first one that as your input, and then you will maintain one count. So I will use a pen here.
By
Yeah.
default count will be 1.
Yeah, 1, you have map something like this. So 1 count will be 0. Next time you are seeing 2.
Yeah, one more condition need to be added over here. When I'm going to add this value, I will have to check that this number is there or not.
Yeah.
If it is
So,
there, then it will be a duplicate number. So I have to remove that time rather than add.
No, sir. We have to increment the counter index
yeah.
because
Now,
it will occur more
so
than 1.
I'm just checking. I'm adding each and every element of your string to hash map, and I'm checking whether I'm maintaining the count also, number of time this has occurred.
Yeah,
So first time I have
that you
seen
can do.
1, so it will be 0. First time I have seen 2, then it will be 0. 3 also same. For next time when I'm seeing 1, then I will check whether it has key 1 or not in your map, in our map, and then simply we will increment our count. Similarly, 2 is also already there, so we will increment our count. So yeah, instead of 1 you can use 2, then that will be good, because yeah, you will check if count equal to that. You will iterate each and over your hash map using keys. Then you will check whether the value of that key is 0. If it is 0, then that digit is what unique digit, no? So you will iterate over your keys of your map. So for what it will give for int, oh no, yeah, for string, for char only, you are getting characters, no? So you generally you are basically you are iterating over your map, hash map some m, let's take. Then you will check whether that key, the map dot get of that key, you will check. See, you are checking whether that value is 0. If it is 0, if this equal to 0, then you will increment your variable count. You will maintain one variable count which is initialized to 0, then you will increment. So whenever you are finding a digit which does not have any duplicate, then you will increment. Finally, you will print that count. That will be one way of doing that, right? Is this understandable or is it somewhat not clear?
This is good.
Okay, yeah. For everyone, is it clear? I will show the solution also. No, you, yeah. Actually, I did here in a different way. This is somewhat long way only. Just I'm iterating over the. Okay, I will show that answer in REPL the way which we thought. Then I think it will be clear. So you will convert that number to string, right? According to the thing which we discussed, you will convert that number to string by simply adding that number. It will make you will get a string. And then what will you do? Now you will add each and every character of your string to map, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Map has
Think.
char, no? Char,
No,
comma,
no.
int.
Yeah, yeah, yes. And comment.
I'm taking linked hash map. You can take any hash map. It's okay because you just need a number. Order something is not required, no?
It should be non-primitive data type. Yeah.
That is only reference type. C will be capital.
Yeah.
So I'm just setting my count, and then what we are going to do, we are adding each and every element to hash map. So this is the only way to do that, no? Just iterating over the string and add, no? Is there any other way, shortcut, any other function? So now I will add each and every character to my map. We have some method, right? Get or default, right? Do you remember that method in our map? So it will set whatever. So if it does not have any, so if there is no key, like if we take 1 2 3 4 as our string, if the if the map doesn't contain that key, then it will set to default. If it has some key, then if it has some key, then it will what append something, get or default. Yeah, get or default. This thing you should, this function you should remember, like you should have idea. And then what I will do, if it has that key, then I'm going to add that. S dot character I, it will give you some value. M dot get plus that value. So is this line understandable? So we are actually checking, we are iterating over string. So we are adding each and every element to our map. So how we are mapping each and every element? So we will, so if we have string 1 2 3 4, then when we are seeing 1 for the first time in our string, we will initialize it to 0. 1 is to 0, like key is 1 and value is 0. When we are seeing 1 for the second time, then we are just incrementing the previous value that we are doing. Similarly, if we are seeing 2 for the first time, then we are setting it to 0. 2 is to 0, that is key is 0, key is 2 and the value is 0. Similarly, if we see 2 for the second time, then we will increment. This is get dot default. By using that method, you can do that. So default value is 0. So whatever you wanted to do, if that key has already value, then you should give it in the second argument. So what
Yeah,
I'm doing
but,
is I'm getting the value, I'm getting the whatever existing value of that key, and then I'm incrementing it. I'm just adding 1 to that. Yeah, you can tell your doubt.
yeah, actually, put function is doing that. Whatever the character I'm going to put into the map.
Yeah,
If
put
it is,
function is for put, just putting your values.
yeah,
If it is not, if it is
please allow me
present
to
or
finish.
something, you can, yeah.
No, actually, the put function is going to add this character into the map. Okay, if it is not there, then it will add and return this value. And if it is there, the old value will be replaced with the new value, and this value will be returned.
Yes.
Yes. So how this get or default function will work
So
over here?
how do you know whether the value is there or not? So what you are going to do, like,
That put will search into it. I don't know. Put has that mechanism.
yeah, put has that mechanism. So
Hmm.
you are telling mp dot put of s dot character at I, comma, what value you want to put here now?
No. My that is my questions. I mean, put is doing like that.
Yeah.
So m get or default. I mean, this one is get means. I mean, m dot get means it will, if that value is there, then it will return 0. Otherwise, you are saying or default get. I mean
Yeah,
that whatever the value will be there plus
easy.
1 will
Let
be.
me explain this function, please.
Mhm.
So m dot get value. So map has this function, this get or default. So what this function will do is, like, if nothing is there, if that key is, if you are seeing the key in your map for the first time, then it will set to some default value. That is your first argument. So I'm giving default value as 0. So you can give as 1 also. You can give it as 1 also. Okay, this is the first argument, which is the default value for the key. If you're
Okay.
seeing the key for the first time, then it will take the default value. Okay, because there is no key, and if there is no key, there is no value also. So if it does not has any value for that key, then it will take 1 as your default value. You can give anything, you can give any value, but should be integer, because you have specified it as an integer. Okay, as your default value. And then if the key is already there in your map, so if the key is already there in your map, then it will it will execute the second argument of this function which you have given. So what I'm doing in the second argument is like m dot get of s dot character at I. So I am checking the what key only, s dot character at of I.
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes.
adding. Yeah, I'm checking. Get function will return you whatever value is present for that key, right? M dot get of, let's take it as A. Some s dot character at I is giving you A. So I will check m dot get of A. I will check in my map what is the value for that key A. Okay, m dot get function will do that. No, put function is for putting, and get function is for what for retrieving the values, whatever the value for that particular key. Like the key, each key will be mapped to some particular value. No, so you are trying to get that value using this get function. Okay, is it understandable? M dot get, what this m dot get function is doing, this is some
Yeah.
basic only. Yeah, so now I will get that value, and then I'm incrementing it by 1. So if I'm seeing the string for this, seeing that key again, I'm just incrementing it, so I'm seeing it newly. So our aim is to count the number of unique things, no, number of unique digits in our number. Our aim is to find the number of unique digits in our number. How can I do? By just maintaining the count of each number. No, I'm doing that only. So if I'm seeing the number for the first time, I'm just assigning it as 1. If I'm seeing it for the other time, then I'm incrementing it by 1. If I see it again, then I will increment by 1. That's all I'm doing here. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so just how will I count each and every unique digits in our number? Just by maintaining count of each number, each character, no, in our string. That's what I'm doing here. Just I'm putting each key is mapped to particular value, no. That's how I'm maintaining the count of each and every element of your string.
But
Okay.
get is returning value or?
Yeah, get will return value.
Oh, okay, that number,
Yeah.
integer number. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So now, okay, now we have filled our map with the keys and values, right? Each key is mapped to that count. If count now what I will do, now I will just iterate over my map. So how to iterate over the map? Anyone? How to iterate over the map?
I mean, is it possible in the previous for loop to write if condition if m dot get at s dot char? Sorry, now we already entered the character and the integer value. Key and value pair is already entered
Yeah,
in
we are
the line
entering,
number
no?
10.
Yeah, we
Yes.
are
In
entering.
line number 10, it is already done. Na? In line number 11, within for loop only we can check
No,
if
you
it is
can
more
do.
than 1.
No, you can't do it within the for loop,
Okay.
because your map is still finishing. After this for loop only, like you will get all
Okay.
your map will be populated with all the key and value pairs, no? Is it
Okay,
right?
ma'am. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is it
it
right?
may occur
While
at
you
later
check
stage.
here, yeah,
Yes.
while you check here, map is not finished, right? The map is not
Understood,
finished.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So now you will iterate over you should iterate over the map. How to iterate over the map? By iterating over the keys. No, you can get value for each and every key, and just by using that thing you can. So map has this function key set. So now our set is of type, keys are of type characters, no?
And
Yeah, character. So I will take C. So map has this function key set. So it will return all the keys set. It will return use set. So how to iterate over the set? Just See, this thing, you can do this problem without using maps and sets and everything. You can just use simple for loops and you can do. But as you mentioned, this way I'm just executing this for you. Yeah, I will show the other thing. Just I won't execute, just I will show the other method also. I think for others it may look this is complicated kind of thing, but yeah, you can do. Set view of keys contained in this map.
Actually, second for is required. I mean, C
Yeah,
has
you
a
should
key set.
iterate. Yeah, this is set, no?
Yeah, this is set.
So you should what count, value of each and every.
Yeah, but
Should
from the
check
key
the
set,
value of each and every key, no?
from the key set, it will take only one by one, right? C has a single value.
No, it will give.
Yeah, key set is an array. I mean, it's kind of an array. The map list, okay. The all keys. Suppose if I take.
I should actually, yeah. Thanks for pointing out this. This will give you a set. Okay.
Yeah.
This will give. Now you should iterate over the set. Okay.
Yeah. Now this is.
Now you need to iterate over the set. That's all. First character C1. Yeah. What I will do, I will check for value. No, m dot get of C1. So I will check each and every value. When I should increment my count, if m dot get C1, if the character is present only once,
Equal
right?
to 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
equal to once, then I will increment my count. I have some count variable initialized here, no? So count will be plus 1. So print system.out printer and count is already there. Okay, let me do this. Somewhere or what will say.
Oh, scanner is there.
Okay, we'll take 1 2 1 2 3 4. So number of unique digits are 2 only, no? 3 and 4.
Yes.
1 and 2 have duplicates. And null pointer exception got where? Line 10.
Yeah, first time gate is not getting anything, so it will return null. M dot get.
Yeah, I got that. So m dot get or default of 1. So if it has that only, then only we are doing, no?
Yeah, but for the m dot get or default, the second parameter m dot get s dot character at, right? So first time there will be no character on the map. So that time it is returning null. So m dot get default returns null, right? I mean, second parameter is going null.
Yeah.
So that was the
come
problem.
to the second parameter only if it has already a key, no?
Yes, but m get or default function, second parameter will be first time null. So I don't know. I mean, this is the get functions. It will return value if it is getting it. Right? But if it is not getting, then it will return null.
Just wait, let me check the get or default method. Okay.
Yeah, what is happening?
So
yeah, actually first time in the map, this is the for first for loop, we are putting into the map, right? The value is putting into map. But m dot get, the last parameter, which I mean, first time I'm giving the key, right? One is giving, right? 1 2 3
yeah,
4.
one if
So
it does,
in the map there is no character, so it will return null. So m get or default second parameter is getting null.
Yeah, it won't check the second parameter. No, it will check. It will go to the second parameter only if it has some, if it has already a key, right?
Null pointer exception.
Wait, let me check that get or default properly. That method. Just a minute, I will check that. Okay, just a minute. I will stop sharing and I will check the get or default method. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Just checking get or default method. Okay. Yeah. S dot.
Nalini, shall
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the
no,
thing
yeah,
is,
it's
yeah,
happening.
this is just another alternative way of doing it, right? I think we don't need all these complications. We can do it even without these, right? I mean, that was the whole idea of the question. No, they don't need to know all these
Yeah,
things, right?
yeah,
I think we
yeah,
can
as
come
they
back to it. I mean,
suggested.
yeah. If they want to know an alternative method, I think we can figure it out towards the end of the session. Maybe we can suggest. Otherwise, we will
Okay.
not have time to discuss other questions also, I guess. I think we can move on. And so do you
Yeah,
have other question? You have one more question to discuss, is it? Or is it done? Or
yeah, I can explain if they want something. Yeah, if
okay.
yeah, but I can show the other solution also for this.
Yeah.
We
Please, that
can
we can
discuss
do.
this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That
we
we
can
can do. Yeah.
discuss this at yeah.
Yeah, because see, our idea was they don't need to know all these things to answer this question. No, I mean they
Yeah,
just need
they
to know basic things. Yeah.
yeah, this,
Yeah. Can we explain that method? Yeah.
yeah. This is like simple. You are converting that string, that number to a string, and what you are iterating over the string. Just you are iterating over the string for each and every character you see in the string. You are just initializing the count equal to 0 for that character. So if you are using nested for loop, so each you are iterating, so each character will be compared with every other character using this nested loops. No, yeah, you will check whether both indices are different, whether both the things are different. I and j should not be equal. No, you should not check the same index and you should not compare. No, so you will ensure that, and then you will just check the character. If they are same, then you will increment the count. And after checking, so you are starting with a single character. First, let's take as first character. So you will check all the other characters from 2 to end of your string. First character, you will compare that first character value with second, third, and so on till the end of your string. So if you have seen the same character, then you will increment your count. Okay, finally you will check whether count equal to 1 equal to 0, because you are starting with 0. So if it is 0, then you are just adding that thing to your string, and finally you are getting the length of your string. That's all. This is like simple thing without using the hash map and everything. You are using nested for loops. Like you will compare each and every character of your string. So you will initially, while you are seeing that character for this first time, you will maintain a count, and then you will compare that character with each and every other character of your string. If you are seeing the same character again, then you will simply increment the count. Finally, after checking after running through entire your string, like after checking the first character with every other character, then finally you will check the count. If it is 0, then you will just add it to the string s2. If it is not 0, then you will just go to the other character. Similarly, yeah, finally you will get the length of that string, because string s2 will have only unique characters. Is the solution okay, or you have some doubt in the solution? Sorry.
It's fine, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we will get back to that, like why it's not working at the end. Okay, if you, yeah, if it's, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, do, yeah.
Yeah, this one is okay for me.
Okay.
If there is any duplicate, then we are going to skip it. Otherwise, we are going to add it.
Yeah, if there is any duplicate, then we are skipping. If there is no duplicate, then we are incrementing that. This is like without using anything, just for loops only, you know. Okay. Just I will show the what questions. If you have any doubt, like you can ask. If not, we'll move on. Okay. Write a program. First question you have already seen, just to print the string by removing the duplicate characters. This you have already seen. So this is simple. Write a program that given a string as an input, print the character that occurs a maximum number of times in. Yes, this is simple, no? Right? Is anyone has doubt in this question, or okay? Just you want to find the character which has occurred maximum number of times in your string. Just counting type of thing only. I will show the solution also. Same as previously, just you are checking at the end. You are comparing, you will set max to 0. Like if you want to find something bigger thing, you will initialize it to 0, no? Just you are comparing. This you have seen many times, I think yesterday in the previous session also. Bhaskar sir has explained you this kind of thing now, how to find the maximum thing. The same thing you are doing here. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Print the largest and smallest number in an array. This is also simple only, no? Largest and smallest value. If anyone has doubt, you can ask. If not, yeah. Yeah, if no one is having doubt, I will proceed. This is like checking first whether the first and last elements are same. Like kind of palindrome only, but you need to check whether your array is palindrome or not. Is this clear? If no one has doubt, then I will just move to the next question. If you have doubt, then you can ask. Yeah, then I will explain. If you have doubt, if anyone wants this to explain, you can just tell. Then I will explain. If not, we'll move. Okay, I'm assuming like no one has doubt then. So you need to find you are given an array of 6 integers. You need to find the number which has occurred maximum number of times. Here 4 has occurred maximum number of times. No, you should write a program for that, like how to find the element which has occurred maximum number of time in an array, in your array. Is this okay? Yeah, please ask. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think, yeah. If no one has doubt, then I can stop, right? Okay, then. Yeah. Yes, ma'am, I think we can go to the other category kind of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Nalini, I think Anand can continue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Yeah. Okay. I want to discuss one numerical question and one string related question. Okay. So see this question first. You write a program that given an array ARR of n integers as input. Okay, prints the average of positive integers in ARR followed by the average of the negative integers in ARR. So here one array is given. Okay, so see here sample input is given. No, so here for suppose ARR, this is array. No, ARR contain 5 elements. Okay, these are the 5 elements. Okay, so here we need to find average of the all positive integers in the ARR and followed by the average of all negative integers. Okay, so here what are the negative integers? 10 and 15 are the negative integers, and 12, 12, 12, these three are the positive integers. Okay, so we need to find average of these positive integers and negative integers. Okay, so can anybody help me how to solve this? Here I will show you template code here. Yeah, this is our template code. So here we are going to take how many number of elements we want to store in an array. After that, we are going to store the elements into the array, and we are going to pass that array to the AVG function. Okay, so now we should calculate here. Okay, so it is going to find this positive average and a negative average. So after calculating the positive average and the negative average, we are going to call these two positive and negative average variables. Anybody have any idea? Please.
Sir, you can use for loop to iterate the whole array, and then
Okay.
depending on the value, you can increment the count and add like in starting add the whole number to the positive average variable, and then at last you can just divide it and return the values.
Okay, first we need to iterate through the
Array using
array.
a for loop.
Yeah, good. So I'm going to iterate through the array. Okay. Yeah, as you said. Yeah. Now we need to check each and every element in the array whether it is positive or negative. No. First we should check. No, we should.
Yes,
we
sir.
should check. Yeah. So here
you can use for else.
Yeah. Once again. So here I'm going to take two local variables for sum. Okay, positive sum. Okay, initially I'm taking sum as 0. Okay, and int negative sum. Okay, negative sum is equal to 0. Okay, these two are the two local variables. Okay, now you tell me. Yeah, if yeah, tell me.
Greater than equal to
If
0.
ARR of I is less than 0. For example, I want to write like this. Yeah, if it is less than 0. Less than 0 means which kind of number it is? Negative or positive?
Negative plus equal to error of I.
Yeah, negative sum plus is equal to ARR of I. Okay, first, yeah, I'm adding this number to the negative sum. Next, we should increment the negative count. No, while finding the average, we need the number of negative character. Sorry, negative numbers also. No, the count is also required. No.
Yes. So neg count plus.
Yeah. So neg count
Plus.
Okay, simple. No. Else. Otherwise, yeah. What we have to do?
Then like just change neg to pos.
Yeah, positive sum is equal to plus is equal to ARR of I. Simple. No. Now we should increment the count of positive numbers. No. So positive count plus. That's it. Okay. So now I get the count of negative numbers and its sum, and I get what? Positive numbers count and its sum. No. Now what I need to do next?
Pos average is equal to pos sum divided by pos
positive
and same for negative. Average AVG.
Yeah, positive average is equal to
just divide it.
Yeah, positive sum. No, positive sum by positive positive count. No. Yeah, that's it. Next, negative average is equal to negative sum divided by tell me, negative count. That's it. Okay, see how simple it is. Okay, shall I execute this one? If anybody have doubts, you can ask. Sorry, here negative sum. No, here negative sum divided by negative one. Now anybody have doubts, you can ask. Otherwise I will execute this one. Shall I execute this one? Anybody please respond. Am I audible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Okay, see here I'm giving this sample input only. Okay, first I'm going to check it with sample input. So here I'm giving 5. Okay, yeah. So I'm giving -10. Okay, and 12 and -15 12. See, okay, positive average 12 and a negative average 12.5. Okay, yeah. Now I'm going to execute with different output. Yeah, 34, 44, -67, 56. See, here we have only one negative number. No, that's why it is giving this as average. Okay, is it clear? for everyone? Please, anybody respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So shall I move to the next question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, now this is a string related question. So very basic question and very easy question also. So yeah. See here, write a program that given a string yes of length 5 characters. So here S is a string, so it has 5 characters length, and a smaller string ss, it is 3 characters. Okay, so here inputs, 2 inputs. Okay, first one is s, second one is ss. Okay, so s is the string with 5 characters, ss is the string with 3 characters. Okay, now here print all substrings of ss of length 2. Okay, that are also substring of s itself. Means here, see here, if you see this sample input, then you will get an idea. See here, this is the s and this is the ss. So these two are given as a input. Now we need to find out what are the substring of this second string. Okay, so ss, this is ss, no? So here we need to find the substrings. Okay, so wa is the one substring and ar is the another substring. Okay, first we need to find out the substring of the ss and the substring which is of substring of the yes, then only we should print as a output. Okay, so here second substring is there, no? So here in second substring we should find out the substring of length 2. See here, okay, here second substring ss is there, no? This is of 3 length character, length 3 characters. Okay, so here substring ss of length 2. Okay, so first we should find out the substrings in the ss, okay, with the length 2. Okay, so after finding the substrings in a ss, we should check whether it is also a substring of s or not, then only we should print it. Otherwise, okay, we should ignore it. Is it clear? Problem statement. See here, for example, award is there, so this is a substring wa and ar. See here, wa is substring of award, no? See here, wa is there and ar is also there. So now we should print both of them in alphabetical order only. Okay, alphabetical order only we should print substrings. See here, the list should be print in alphabetical order. Okay, so we should sort before printing. Okay, yeah, see here, award ra. Okay, here ra is the substring, but there is no ra in the s, so we should ignore it. And aw, okay, so aw is there, so we should print it. And go to sample input 3. See here, award, so we given second substring at wra, so wr, okay, is the substring and ra is also substring, so these two are not presented in the award, so there is no. Yeah, now anybody can help me, so I will show you the template code. Yeah, so this is the template code. This is the template code. This is the template code, and anybody please help me to solve this.
Sir, we can use 2 for loop, like one inside another.
Okay.
to generate the substring.
Okay.
And then using contains method, we can check if that is in the original string S. If yes, then we can print it out.
Okay. Okay. See here. Okay. See here. For suppose award is a S. Okay. Okay. So go to our sample input output and a WAR. So this is the second substring. Okay. So now see here. First we need to find out substrings from the SS. SS. How to find out substring? Can anybody tell me? So this is SS and this is
Sir,
S.
we can use caret to find the characters at the part. Like I am saying, we can first use a for loop to whole length, like ss dot length, and we can use the second for loop from I to ss dot length.
Okay.
So
So it
yeah,
is some.
we can.
Yeah.
I will just complete it. We can like first use a W and A, and then W and R, and then A and R, like this.
Yeah. See here. Simply, okay. So you no need to write that huge amount of code. See here. First, what I'm doing is ss dot substring. Substring method is there, no? Already here the length of string is fixed, 3 characters, no? So now what I'm doing is ss dot substring of, okay, substring of, I'm starting from 0 and ending with 2. Means here it starts from 0 and ends before 2. 2 means second index. Means it will take, okay, it will return 0th character and the first character. Means what it will return? What it will return?
WA.
Yeah, WA it will return, no? WA it will return. Now I should check whether this WA is presented in the award or not. No? That's it, no? I should check whether
Yes,
this WA is presented in the yes or not. If it is present, we should, okay, add it to the list. Okay, we should add it to the list. Okay, why I am adding to the list? Because we should display it in, okay, alphabetical order. No, first we should collect all of the substrings. After that, we should merge. We should sort them in alphabetical order. Next, we should print it. Okay, so first I'm writing ss dot substring 0,2. I'm getting substring first substring from the ss like this. Now ss dot, I'm going to call one more time substring. Okay, substring of, yeah. Now you tell me from where I have to find, from which, okay.
1 to 2.
1 and 3.
1 to 2.
Yeah, just
1,
you can
3.
give 1. Just you can give 1. Okay, so from 1 to up to end. From 1 to up to end. Okay, how many characters are there after 1? Only one character, no? So in substring, we can use in 2 ways. Okay, you can give starting index and ending index. Or otherwise you can give, okay, so just a starting index. Okay, if you give only starting index, it will start from the starting index up to end of the list. Sorry, up to end of the string, it will give. Okay, so if you give 1, it will start from where?
No, substring, excuse me.
Yeah.
For this substring,
yeah.
First one is starting index.
Yeah.
And second one is the number of the character I'm going to take, right? Not the index.
No, I think.
If that is, then first time it will take WAR, right?
No, it's begin index and end index. It's not number of characters.
Yeah, It is starting index and ending index.
Yeah, then first
It will want it will want include the
Okay.
ending index.
Yeah, ending index will be 2, right? So WAR 0, 1, 2.
No, it won't include it. It will start from 1. Okay, it starts from 1, sorry, 0, and ends with before 1, sorry, before 2. Okay, it won't include this 2. I'm telling. Okay, it start, for example, if you give 0 to 4, then it will return 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it will not include 4. Okay, it is starting index and ending index, but it will not include this index, ending index.
Okay, please.
Yeah. Okay, so now if you give ss dot substring of 1, so it will start from the given index up to the length of the string, remaining all the remaining all. For example, if you call s dot substring of 1, what it will return? I'm asking s dot substring of, yes, this one, s dot substring of 1, what it will get, what it will return? It will start from 1 up to end of the string.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
yes.
what it will return if you call
so
this one.
AR.
Yeah,
AR will be written starting from 1 to 10.
yeah,
So
up to
AR.
end of the string. So what it will print and print now? Here I'm asking yes, not ss, yes dot substring of 1.
Okay, then WARD what? Yeah.
Okay, what will be printed? Okay, same like ss dot substring of 1 means what it will print. I'm asking that.
Would you please come again with the questions?
Yeah.
SS, then AR.
What it will print?
Then it will print AR.
AR it will print, no?
AR.
Yeah, AR it will print. Now we should check whether this AR is in the award or not, this yes or not. If it is there, we should add to the list. Otherwise, we no need to add to the list. Okay, so now I'm going to use these two functions first. Okay, now I'm going to add these two functions. So I'm going to use these two functions first. Okay, see here. I have a templated code here. So here what I'm doing is if, see here, s dot contains of ss dot, okay, ss dot substring of, see here we have substring in two two overloaded methods of the substring. See here we can give only starting index and we can give starting index and the ending index like this also. Okay, we have two overloaded methods of the substring. Okay, so first I'm using starting index and ending index 0 to 2. Okay, so if it is okay, so first I'm going to get first substring from the ss. Okay, so if it is in the yes, then only I will add to the list dot yard of. Here already we given this list, no, so you can add it to the list. So you can add it to the list ss dot substring of 0 to 2. Okay, so this is first function I have called. Okay, so this one. Now we need to check it with the ss dot substring of 1. Okay, so now if s dot, okay, contains of ss dot substring of, only I'm giving beginning index, I'm starting from 1. Okay, if it contains in the yes, then only I will add to the list. Add of ss dot substring of 1. That's it. Okay, so here Now I found, so here I find what? So substrings from the, okay, substrings from the SS. Okay. So from length 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, both the substring I found, and I'm going to check whether these substrings are present in the main string, this yes or not. So then only I'm adding to the list. Okay, then only I'm adding to the list. Otherwise, it won't add to the list. Okay, already we have checking here, no, in if condition. So if it is contains in the yes, then only it will add to the list. Otherwise, it won't add to the list. Okay. Yeah. Now list is ready. Okay. Now list is ready. Now I want to sort. Okay. I want to sort the elements in alphabetical order. Okay. So already we discussed about this sorting. Okay. In activity session also I discussed. Okay. We have one predefined method, that is sort method in collections class. Okay. So collections dot sort of list. So it will sort the elements in the list in, okay, so alphabetical order. Okay. Yeah. Now you can display. Okay. String str colon list. And sys out str. That's it. Yeah. So you don't need to write huge amount of code. Okay. So you can call this collections dot sort method, okay, to sort the elements in alphabetical order. Okay. So it will sort. Already we discussed this collections dot sort method in activity session of week 6. Okay. Yeah. So shall I run this? Anybody please respond?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So will it work for the dynamic string also?
No.
No.
Already we, okay, so here we are giving this like this, no?
Yes, sir.
So not for a dynamic string.
Okay. So in exam, how do we know that is it for dynamic or not?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in exam, I got the same question. I
Okay.
thought that it is to be done for dynamic, and I was trying in that session. My question is how to know that what should be the approach for dynamic one or for the given cases we have to solve.
So here already mentioned, no, we are mentioned, no. So here length is mentioned, no, already. It is not dynamic string, no. So it is 5 characters length and it is 3 characters length, no. Okay. Why we given like this means it is easy, no. So it is easy category, no. That's why. So we given fixed length here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Anand sir, I mean, the definition of substring is also given. I mean, why was that confusion coming? I mean, it's already given. Yeah, so those of you who had confusion regarding that, you can see in the problem that has been provided, right? So yeah, you can, yeah, collections dot sort substring contains. Anyways, okay.
Okay. So WAR. See here. Actually, as per this input, okay, WA will be added to the, okay, list first. Next, AR is added to the next. Okay. But here collections dot sort method is doing what? Okay. It is going to arrange the elements in alphabetical order. So after that I am printing. Okay. So for suppose I'm printing before that. So see what happened. Award WAR. See, before starting this one, WA and AR. After starting AR and W, like this. Is it clear? Is it clear? So already here given, okay? So clearly, no? Note in note. So you can easily solve this one by using these hints, no? Can anybody have doubts in this question?
Anand, I think I missed something. I don't know, but why do we need the SS dot substring of 1?
Ma'am, first I'm getting, ma'am, here first I'm getting 0, 1, no?
Okay.
First here, 1 second. So here first I'm getting first these two characters, no?
Correct.
First substring. After that, I need to get from 1 to 2, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why SS dot substring of 1. 1 means after 1, how many characters in the
instead of 1 comma 3. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, 1 comma 3. Just I'm giving 1.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't have a 3 index, right? Okay.
Yeah. That's why. Okay. So anybody have doubts? You can ask. Otherwise, okay. Okay, shall I move to next one? Just I want to show remaining questions also. Just I want to give some overall idea about remaining questions. Shall I move? Please, anybody, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So this is third question in session 2. So see here, an Armstrong number is a number that is equal to the sum of cubes of its digits. Okay. So here we are giving one range. Okay. So 100 to 500, how many numbers are? Okay, Armstrong numbers. Okay. So for example, I'm starting from 100. Okay, I'm going to check whether it is Armstrong number or not. Okay, how to check whether a number is Armstrong number or not? So first we have to get each and every digit, and we are going to find out cube of each digit. Okay, cube of each digit, and you should sum all of the cubes of each individual digit. Then you will get the number, input number. Then it is a Armstrong number. No. Yeah, so this is the program. Okay, so 100 to 500, these are the Armstrong numbers. Okay, for example, 100 is Armstrong number or not? It is not Armstrong number because so please unmute others. Okay, so 100 is not Armstrong number, no? So 1 cube plus 0 cube plus 0 cube. So you will get only 1. Okay, so not 100 equal to 1, no? So like that. Okay, so this one. So shall I explain this one or? So simple. You should divide this number with 10. Then you will get remainder 3, no? For 153. Okay, remainder 10. Okay, you will get 3. So you should find out 3 cube. Next, okay, you will get 15, no? Okay, so 15. So 15 by 10. Okay, you will get remainder 5. So like that. Okay, you can get. See here. This is the solution. Okay, so here we are giving lower limit and upper limit. Actually, here in main method, you are going to check each and every element is Armstrong number or not. You are going to start from lower limit. For example, lower limit is 100 and upper limit is 500. So you are going to start from 100. So I'm passing this 100 to the is Armstrong of 100. Okay, so first it is from here to, okay, here. Okay, control will come. No, so now num contain the, okay, 100. So it is going to check, okay, whether given number is Armstrong or not. Okay, if it is Armstrong number, then it will return true, otherwise return false. Okay, so if it is, okay, so if it return true, then only it will print that number, otherwise it won't return that number. Okay, see here, we are going to get a last digit from the, okay, from the number. For example, if you give 153, okay, 153, so here I'm assigning this number to the temp variable. So if you get remainder of 153, so it will return 3. Okay, so now what I am doing is math dot power of last digit comma 3, means I am performing cube on 3. So 3 cube, it will add to the sum. Next, temp is equal to temp by 10, means it will return 15. Okay, temp by 10 means it will give 15. So again, temp is greater than 0, means temp value is 15, no? So 15 greater than 0. So loop will come into the, okay, sorry, control will come into the loop. Again, it is going to perform, okay, 15, okay, remainder 10. Okay, 15 remainder 10, it will give 5. Now sum plus is equal to math dot power of 5 cube. So it will add to the previous sum. And now temp is equal to temp by 10, means 15 by 10. Like that, it will perform the, okay. So this loop will be repeated like that. So at last you will get the sum, no? So if sum is equal to number, then it is a Armstrong number, it will return true. And here, if it is return true, it will print the number. Otherwise, it will print the number like that. Is it clear? So please respond anyone, because we have remaining questions also, no?
Yeah.
Anybody?
For me, it's clear.
Okay, shall I move to the next question?
Yes, Anand.
Okay, okay. Yeah. See here, write a program that given array of 6 positive integers, okay, each of which is, okay, greater than 2. Okay, so here we are assuring that the 6 positive integers, each of which is greater than 2. Okay, so here you should print true, okay, whenever prime numbers count is equal to the composite numbers count. Okay, so here we have 6 positive integers now. So whenever you have 3 prime numbers and 3 composite numbers, then only it will print true. Then only we should print true, otherwise we should print false. So that is the thing. Okay, so see here, simple. Okay, here we are giving 5 integers. Okay, so we are going to passing this array to the check method. So now control will come to here. So first we need to iterate through the each and every element like this. Okay, so this is the code to find out whether given this element in the array is, okay, prime or not. Okay, this is the code. I think all of you know this code. Okay, prime number. Okay, so if it is prime number, we should break. Okay, break it, and we should increment the count of the prime count. Okay, so if it is not prime, then we should increment the count of the composite count. Okay, so here I'm going to start from 0th element up to its length, and I'm going to check each and every array element, okay, whether it is prime number or not. If it is prime, I'm going to increment the prime count. Otherwise, I'm going to increment the composite count. Okay, at last you are going to get prime count and composite count. Okay, so you should come out from the loop and you should write here. Okay, if composite count is equal to prime count, then you should return true. Otherwise, you can return false. That's it. Okay. Is it clear? Okay, so I'm going to next question. So nobody asking me. So write a program that given an array of 7 distinct natural numbers, print the total number of perfect squares in the array. See here 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, 13, 1. Okay, here 9 is the perfect square, no? Okay, so 3 square is equal to 9. Okay, 3 square is equal to 9. So if you square root of 9 is 3, no? So it is a perfect square. Okay, so next in sample input 2. So see here 4, 9, 16, 25. Okay, all these 4 are what? Okay, perfect squares, and 35 is not perfect square, and 45 is also not perfect square, and 64 is perfect square, no? So 8 8s are 64. Okay, so see here, this is the solution. Actually we don't have time now, so that's why I'm not okay typing in front of you. Okay. Yeah. See here, I'm going to read these 7 numbers. I'm going to pass here. Check perfect of ARR. So here I'm going to take one temporary variable count. Okay, now I'm going to iterate through the, okay, so the array. I'm going to check, I'm going to get square root of the each, okay, each element, and I'm going to, after getting, okay, after getting square root of the, okay, element, I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to okay, multiply with the multiply with itself, then it will come exact with it with this element. Then we should increment the count is equal to count plus 1. For example, here the number is 9. Okay, it will return 3. 3 into 3 is equal to 9, no? For example, ARR of I contains 9. Okay, so it will return math.square root function return, okay, square root of the 9. Okay, so square root of the 9 is 3, no? So now 3 into 3 is equal to 9. Okay, so it will increment the count. For example, 5, if you give 5, so it will, okay, return its square root but not exact one, no? Okay, not exact one. So in this case, if it is ARR of I contains 5, for example, the element is 5, okay, it is not, it will not give exact square, no? So now it will not increment the count like that, it will work. Okay, at last you will get the count of perfect squares here. Okay, so I'm going to last one. So this one, see here, write a program that given a sentence in S in English, find and prints the longest word in S. Okay, you may assure the following. Okay, so there is a unique word that has maximum length S, and the only punctuation symbol in the sentence is full stop. Okay, only we have only one punctuation symbol, that is only one, that is full stop, and punctuation symbols do not contribute to the, okay, length of your word. Okay, next, the case of each output character must be the same as that given in the sentence. So these are the, okay, 4, okay, conditions we have to follow. Okay, yeah, see here, for example, this is the input given. I understand your perspective. Okay, so which is the, okay, so these are the words in the array, no? Sorry, words in the string, no? So we should find out, okay, longest word. So perspective is the longest word. We should find out this one, and we should display without having punctuation word. This one we should remove it while displaying. Okay, and please stand in the shorter queue. So here shorter is the, okay, maximum length word, like that. Okay, so this is the solution. Yeah, very simple this is. Okay, so first I'm going to split, okay, the string. Okay, how to split the string? See here, we have, these are the, okay, this is the what string, no? So in this string we have to find out how many number of words. Okay, so here word to word we have, okay, so space in between, okay, every word, no? So we should split this string into, okay, string into, okay, words. Okay, how to split this string into string array? Okay, so Abdul is one word, okay, one string, and Kalam is one string, was in one string. So I'm going to convert it into string array that contain all words of the input string. Okay, so Abdul Kalam was an Indian aerospace scientist. Okay, all these words are, okay, converted into the, okay, string array. Okay, how to convert it? By using split. So s dot split of, here based on space I'm going to split the word, sorry, given sentence. Okay, now each and every word, okay, is going to store in the string array. Okay, so after that, okay, after that I'm going to, okay, I'm going to segregate the array. Okay, segregate the array based on its length. Okay, so first what is the, okay, what is the word contains the maximum length, that is going to, okay, that is going to set in the 0th position. Okay, see here string max is equal to arr of 0. First I'm going to, okay, assigning, okay, string arr is equal to first, whatever the first word in the string array, I'm assigning it as a maximum length character. Next I'm going to check, okay, each and every, okay, word in the, okay, each and every word in the, okay, string array, I'm going to find out, okay, maximum length word in the array by using this code. Okay, so after that, so after executing this code we are going to get maximum length word in the string array. After that I'm going to check whether it is contain punctuation character or not by using contains method like this, max dot contains of dot. So if it contains dot, I'm going to start from 0 and ends with max dot length minus 1. For example, see here, I understand your perspective is there, no? So perspective is the maximum length character. Okay, so it also include the this punctuation character. Okay, because there is no space between this e and v, no? So this is also included, no? So now what I'm doing is, while displaying, I'm going to check. Okay, I'm going to check whether it contains dot or not. If it is contained that, what I'm doing is, I'm going to get the substring from 0 to maximum, sorry, that max dot length minus 1. Okay, max dot length minus 1. I'm starting from 0. Okay, I'm starting from 0, max dot length minus 1. For example, see here, perspective is there, no? Where it is? Yeah, perspective is there, no? It starts from, okay, p and ends with before this one. Okay, before punctuation character it will print. Starts from here, starts from pre and ends with e. That's it. Okay, here I'm going to get substring like this. Okay, other, if it not contain, okay, punctuation character, I'm going to print it as this, like this. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I have done.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You can stop sharing. Yeah. So now I'll actually try to, discuss one of the questions in which slightly more, more about Java concepts where you use a separate class and you have some operations being performed on two objects of that class, and it returns an object of the same class And that is what you are getting in the main program. Okay. So I'm going to discuss 1 or 2 examples like that. So I'm just sharing the screen. Just give me.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, Chandrasekhar.
I'm having one request. Can you share these problem statements only, all these? Because we got only few of them, na?
Yeah.
Because
Okay, we
that
can
will
do that.
practice.
Sure. Got it. We get your problem. We can do that. We'll
We
share.
don't want solution, but problem statement. If
Yeah, sure. We'll share it as a PDF. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, I don't know. Can you see the screen? Like the Eclipse ID?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So this was one of those questions. Okay. So we're here. I'll read the question for benefit of people who have not seen this question. Okay. Write a program that given the x and y coordinates of 2 points, P1 x1 y1 and P2 x2 y2 on a 2-dimensional plane, finds the midpoint P3 x3 y3 of the line segment formed by P1 and P2 using the formula. So you're given how to find out the coordinates x3 and y3, which of course most of you know, but we just wanted to help you with that. And the class definitions, we need to have 2 classes. One is class point, which has 2 instance variables x and y, and there is a constructor to initialize x and y. There is a method mid, which takes as object, which takes as parameter an object of point P, and it should return the midpoint of the line segment joining the current point to P. I'll come to that. Okay. A method that overrides a method toString in the object class to format the output. And the class test has the main method. Okay. The first line of input will be x1 and y1 of point P1 x1, P1 x1 y1, and second line of input will be x2 and y2 of point P2. It then invokes the method mid of one of the objects. So here 2 things. One is this method mid, which is the more important part of this code, right? And people who are like well versed with Java, this should be like a cakewalk question. But people who are just new to this, looking at everything as an object, it will be a little tricky to get the idea. So if you see this, we are looking at the point as something that is contributed by 2 values, which is the x coordinate and the y coordinate. So those 2 values we have as the instance variables, right? That is so a point is precisely defined by 2 points, 2 coordinates on the 2-dimensional plane, which is the x and y coordinate. So we declare those as instance variables inside that class. Okay. Now, what is the data of the point? When you say point, what is the data of the point? The data of the points are the x and y coordinates. That is what we have the instance variables. Okay. Just trying to translate a real life scenario into the object-oriented idea. That's what I'm trying to do. So, and then by default, you have a constructor. By now, because we declare these as private variables, we generally have a constructor to initialize the x and y. If you want to create a new point with a specified x and y coordinate, then we have a constructor to initialize those. A method mid of point P to return the midpoint of the line segment joining the current point to P. So what does this mean? So we have just mentioned that, okay, you want to find the midpoint of 2 points, right? But you're only giving 1 point as argument. What does that mean? It means that you have to find the midpoint of the line joining P and the point which is calling this method. So you have a class point and there is one object, say P1 of that, the P1 point, right, that we already mentioned about. The object of P1 is there and you're calling P1.mid, right? Because mid is already there inside the method point. So what this method mid means that you have to find the midpoint of myself, which is at point P1, and the point which is coming in as argument to this method, which is the point P. So you have to find the midpoint of the line joining myself, which is the current point P1, and the point which is coming as argument, which is point P. Okay, so that is the idea. That is the only I would say non-trivial thing which differentiates Java, right? I mean, you can write it in a different way also. You can declare, say, 2 points P1 and P2, and you can write a different method which is outside this class, which will take us 2 arguments, 2 points P1 and P2, say point P1, comma point P2. That will be another way to do this. but this is also one way to do that. Here, implicitly, the point which is calling this mid method is the one point of that line segment, one point defining that line segment. Okay. So that is all the one tricky thing here. So we'll code it and it will become more clear. And there is a method that is overriding the method toString to get it in the output format. So we have given a sample input output here. You will be given the coordinates of x1, y1. This is the first point. Okay. This is the x coordinate of the first point, y coordinate of the first point, x coordinate of the second point, y coordinate of the second. Okay. Now this is the format in which you have to get the output. So you override this toString method. So when you give that system.out.println in the bracket, if you give an object of the point, then it will be printed in this. It should be printed in this specific format. So that should be the way you should override the toString method, such that if you give the system.out.println for that point, it will print it in this format. So these are the only two things that you have to worry about. Everything else is like quite easy to follow. Okay, so is this clear? I will just code it from start. I mean, whatever, this is the template code that is given to you. Of course, package live session is something added by me, but the rest is what you have been given as part of the question. I will add the code here, but before that, I want to know if anybody has any question. Anyone? Okay, did anyone get this question for the exam? Can you raise your hand? I'm not going to ask you anything, just want to know if anybody got this question.
Yeah, I did.
Ashim?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, anyone else got this question? Okay, Afnan. Okay, fair enough. So you guys would have already figured out, right? There is nothing tricky or complicated about it. It's just this concept of, okay. So we will try to write this. So you have been asked to add your code for a class point here. So naturally you will start with, okay, class point. And you have to have two instance variables, x and y, right? So what are these instance variables? As I said, this is x coordinate and y coordinate.
Yeah,
so now sorry?
Double variable.
Double variable. Why should that be double? That's when you have to go to the template code and see the data type, right?
Yeah.
And of course you are given the sample input output, that also you can take as a Q. But again, you can see that from the parameter, it is actually coming as the double. So it's safer to have it as a double. Okay. So double x comma y. Okay. Let me put it as okay. Now what do you have to do? Everything is given here, right? Now you have to define the constructor to initialize x and y. Let us define a constructor. So constructor public
point.
Yeah. Ashim, do you want to say?
Yeah, double
variable name.
Okay, yeah. x1 comma x or p1, whatever.
P underscore x is okay.
Yeah, anything.
Okay. Then
and double p underscore y.
Yeah. Then
then x equal to p underscore x and y equal to p underscore.
Yeah.
And we can also add this dot with the x and y.
Yeah, this dot can be there when, because the variable names are unique. Okay, we can add it, no issues.
No problem, we can do it.
Yeah, we can. Because the variable names, like the whatever are coming as arguments, have a different name, so we can use this one. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, now the third method is the mid method, right?
Yeah, yes.
So that is what public. Does that return anything? Okay, it has to return the midpoint of the line segment, right? So what does it return?
Point.
Exactly, point mid of. What does it take as argument?
Yeah, one. I mean the point reference.
1 point, right?
Yeah.
Takes as 1 point and okay.
Yeah, return.
Yeah.
Return new point within the bracket point. Yeah, within the bracket. P dot x plus x
plus
x divided by 2. I mean within bracket.
It's safer to say this dot x, right?
Yeah, no problem. Within the bracket.
P dot y. Sorry,
No,
divided.
divided by 2.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it. Sorry. That's the definition of x3, right?
Mhm.
Is this okay?
Yeah, comma.
Then
For y, p dot y plus
this
this dot x, d dot y.
this dot y.
Yeah, within the bracket, divided by 2.
This is okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I will define
String.
It returns a string. You want to suggest? I'll show you the format. Yeah, so here is this is the format, right?
Yeah.
I will write it in that format. Okay.
Yes.
Return, you have to start with the double quotes, close, and
Yeah.
then you need
Plus x plus
x plus
double quotes, comma. Yeah. Plus
y plus,
and then double quotes within bracket, double quotes, bracket close. Yeah, simple.
this is okay, right?
Yeah, it will be okay.
This should be okay. Okay, let's try executing it. I hope it runs. Okay, it's asking for an input. Let me try giving this in sample input output. I hope it. Okay, that works, right? So does anyone have any questions on this?
Actually, this one is already discussed in some of the practice issue, I believe. It's similar kind.
Yeah, similar kind. Yeah, I mean, whatever we discussed right now, that same thing only here also. Only thing that might confuse the people to Java new people is like you are calling the midpoint of one method. I mean, normally when you say midpoint of 2 points, you would say mid of P1, comma P2, right? But this is another way to do it. That's it. It's not difficult at all, but this, people.
Two object is associated, so there will be no problem.
Yeah. Okay, now let me ask you, why are you able to access p dot x here? X is a private variable.
No, P is point P is passing, right? So P dot x.
So this is a local variable, right?
Yeah, this is local.
Local variable. That's why you are able to access p dot x inside, right? Because this p dot x is actually not the x of this current object, right? It's the object of, it's the data variable.
No, but mid is the function of the point, right? So it can access. There will be no problem.
No, I understand. Mid is okay. What I'm saying is mid is able to access. So inside mid, you are able to access p dot x, right?
Yeah. So
whereas if you were writing, so why are you able to access p dot x is because point p is a variable which is within whose scope is within the class point, right?
Yeah.
That's why you're able to access p dot x, okay?
Actually, it's same class, so that's why no problem. If it is some other class type, I mean, suppose string, correct. And there is some, then.
It's the same, the object, the scope of the object is within this class, that's why.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one question. And there is another similar question. Does anyone want to discuss that? Or should we move to more complicated questions like the one that uses comparable and all that? Or similar question, which is this expression evaluation, right? Do you want to do this, or this is pretty straightforward? So if there is at least one person who wants to do this, I'll do it. Otherwise, we'll move to more difficult questions. Okay. So I guess
actually, what we are facing over there in the exam, it is very type. I mean, exact type need to be mentioned, right? So sometimes we are missing that things in the exam.
Sorry, which one?
I mean, Java is a type, strong type related.
Yeah. It's very what do you say? Syntax heavy, syntax attached, and very specific about what we have to write. Right?
You cannot easily convert it to the other.
Correct. So we tried to help, but there were so many other issues which were beyond our control at that point. So just trying to explain it.
Ma'am, if I can add on to that.
Yeah.
Will those issues be fixed by next term, or if we are going to use a replit only? Because see, once we are going to fix
Himanshu,
issues
I don't want to
during the
discussion of that in this live session. There is a redressal
okay.
form or G form or something that's being distributed to all the students. I think it is better to do that because see, again, going back to the whole thing, I mean, there is a that we have informed to every level possible. Okay, the issues with this, everyone, we have discussed this, we have communicated this. So if there is going to be this kind of exam next time, it will be definitely with the compiler errors only.
Yes, sometimes we are copying from here to paste into the actual submitting area. Then we show that, I mean, here it is running. There is no problem. But when we are pasting over there,
it was disabled because of multiple reasons. See, why are we disabling the copy paste is because, see, there are all kind of students that we have here, right? So we have come across many cases where people are waiting for responses from other students and then they simply copy paste it. So if we enable paste in the portal, then people have really put in the effort to get the answer right, cannot be distinguished from people who have taken it from elsewhere. That is a big problem that we have, right? See, suppose there is someone who got the answer from someone else and copied it to the portal, and someone who has put in all the efforts to work out all the programming assignments and everything and got the answer correct. What is the difference between them? If we enable paste, this has happened because we have the recording, we have the CR, we have everything, right? So we've been able to observe that. And that is why this is I'm not talking about the Java exam alone, but all the previous proctored exams we have had such experiences. And that's why okay, there is no point enabling the paste. And we were asked whether they will have to write more than 10 to 12 lines of code. And this is what we have to write in this program, right?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you please again repeat how we are able to access the private variables outside?
Sorry, Sachin, I'm not able to hear your voice. There is some disturbance. Can you repeat that?
Ma'am, can you explain how we are able to explain again how we are able to access the private variables like p.x?
yeah, but meet is a function of the point, right? So same class object is accessing, so there will be no problem. If it is a different class than the point, then there will be a questions.
But they are different objects now.
Yeah, but for the same class, right? So there, where is the problem? Just see, object. I mean, when you are trying to access the p.x, it is a private, no problem. But it is the same method which is defined in the point class, right? So it has a access to. I mean, it has a right to access by the compiler. You try with that anywhere, no problem.
See here, if you give the system.out.println here, right? The p2.x I'm trying to print from here, right? So the chase, it is not visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it, no? But that is because that is within the class. The variable.
No. What is the actual statement? It is saying the member function can access of the same class members, right? Same class, members of the same class. So, I mean, meet is trying to access of the member of the point class. So that is the actual statement. So there will be no problem. But if you try to access another class, which is okay, take as a string. Then if I try to access any string object which is private to the string, then we will not be able to access that. We have to call that the particular member function. The same class, there will be no problem. You try with any Java compiler, there will be no problem.
Yeah, that's what. So Sachin, right? Sachin asked the question. No?
Yes, ma'am.
Sachin, I also had the same doubt earlier, and that's why I specifically asked the question here. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. May I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Sachin. So let me ask you this question. So when you are writing inside the point class anything, right? Inside the point class, you have a method, and then inside that method, you are defining an object of point class. So my question is, you are already inside that class. So Java tells you that I will not allow any object which is outside the class to access any private variable, because you have one class in one package, and maybe that package is, I mean, you have imported in some other program, and in that program what you are doing is you're simply trying to access a private variable by defining an object of that class. Now that is a security concern. But when you are inside the same class's body, then if you define the object, then how, I mean, if you have done, I mean, that data structures implementation in any other language where you must have a link of the same type within the class, then you
Otherwise,
that is a general structure of how you define these kind of things. Okay, so anyway, so even if we ignore that, the idea is, since you are already present inside that class, so there is no security concern. So you can define an object and access a private variable. Okay, so as long as you are inside the method of a class, you can access the private variables directly or by defining an object also. Fine.
yeah, otherwise, I mean, copy constructor will be the problem there.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I thought we should make a public method to access private variables.
That is fine, but that if you are doing that outside the class. So
inside the class, there will be no problem. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
As you rightly pointed out, this is an object of the point, which is not this object, right? We always think that, okay, this object will have free access to these variables, right? That's what you're trying to say, Sachin, right?
Yes.
This object, clearly we think, okay, this has it, because its own object is able to access, but because this point P is a local variable which has a scope within the function, this class. I don't care. This is something you can access directly. Okay, if I get some other links to which will probably explain it more, I will share it in the discourse. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
A little counterintuitive, because we think that, okay, for the same object, maybe within the same class, but it's only for the same what do you say, or the particular object has access to that private variables. But here, as you can see, this object of point has access to the p.x also, which is slightly not what we thought it is, right?
Yes, ma'am. Like previously, I also
your voice is breaking. It is kind of dragging. It is not audible clearly.
Okay, ma'am. I got that. I understood it.
Yeah, if I get some solid article from somewhere, I'll share it in the discourse. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Bhaskar. Okay. So I think the expression test, I think we can skip. We can discuss at least one difficult question, the other question, right? This is the same as the other one. There is nothing new in this. In fact, this is easier. I mean, this is also given as variable. So I think we can skip this. Okay. Bhaskar, can we discuss the one that compare?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just before starting this, the thing that I was telling, that see, Sachin, in the first place, why do we have all this private, protected, public, and all these things? The idea of having all these things is to allow, to use the constraints. So because in industry or when you are actually developing a software, why are we going into so much complexities? These complexities are just to allow you to enable features. Now, what kind of features? So as I have already told in many sessions, that in an industry, you as a programmer would not be working on the whole project, right? So there are parts of it. Which would not be, I would say, it would not be given to you. Okay, so that those parts are very maybe critical parts which would be there stored somewhere else, and you would only be given a documentation to just use those parts from an interface and operate upon them, but you cannot change the definition of that part. Now this is the basic idea which private and other types of this access modifiers provide. So in a class you make something as public, then even if you do not disclose the whole code of that class to a new programmer, but still he can just create an object and write dot, and he will get the list of all the public variables, right? He can access that, he can change that, whatever. So that's why if you make it private and you do not give the whole code of the class to that person, to that new programmer, you just tell him whatever is required to access, maybe some public methods, and he can just create an object to access those methods and do the development that he's asked to do, right? So that can be done. So you define those variables as private. So that is the very idea of having all these constraints in Java and all these types in not only in Java, in any language. So that is the basic idea. But now my question is, if you are already having access to the class full code, I mean, you are inside the class, right? So then there is no point of restricting you from doing anything else. You can create an object, you can access any method, any private variable using that object. There is no harm in constraining you to access anything. You are already in the class. My God, you can all delete the private variable itself. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that is the idea of having these constraints. Okay, so the motivation of having these constraints was that so that it can allow different hierarchy of I would say access level to the code, fine, in order to implement various features, right? So we are in your assignments you are looking at private days, and that's why in the main method I cannot access it. Yeah, that is the concept, but the real reason for having this is in industry that whole class would not be given to you. It is stored somewhere else in some protected area, safe area, and you would only be given a description of those classes and the variables and method that is required by you to access. Okay, and there can be some critical variables which you are not allowed to know at this level of your employment. Got the idea? So these things are there. In a big software, many things are there, many critical level access levels are there, which is hierarchically set, right? So that is the idea of having these types of constraints in any programming language. But once you are in the class, then I mean you are already controlling the whole code of the class. So it's better to give access. I mean, there is no problem. That's why when you are inside the body of the class itself, you can create an object to access private variable, and you can also directly access any private variable using method. I mean, you can do anything, whatever you want. Fine, as long as you are inside the body of the class itself. Okay, so
Okay,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sir, is this concept also applicable to other languages? Like I applied,
See, in
I
C++,
have learned.
in C++, it is a little bit different. C++, the object idea is very concrete, I would say. So you can only access private variables, I mean, inside the class. Similar, I mean, 90% similar, but there is 10% difference in C++ and Java. In C also, there is no class concept, so that's fine. Python, I am not aware of these constraints that much. Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now I will continue discussing the difficult questions. So did anyone get this question? Can someone raise hand? Whoever got this question? Okay, no one. So anyways, but see, let me tell you this thing, that there were basically two different types of templates of all the questions which are a little bit complex, and this is one such template. So maybe I think if anyone of you have got any question on vaccination or employee or undergraduate student or normal student, right? Maybe UG student and student, one question can be there. Another question was most probably employee and manager, I forgot, but anyways. So if you understand this, then it would be similar to the other types that you must have got. Okay, so let's read this and then get to this question now. So first of all, what we told that you should always go to the code and see the basic structure, right? This we discussed in the last session, that always go to the code first and see the basic structure, then come back and read the definition. That would help you a lot in saving the time. So let's go to the code. Okay, so this is the code that has been given. So what it is having, so we have an interface over here. Fine. Then we have a class which is movie class. Okay. Then we have a biopic extends movie. Done. So yeah, and then it has been asked to define constructor. Okay, we will see that later. Just analyze the whole structure of the code. You should have a basic idea. Okay, so we have interface, we have one class, then a nested class. This basic idea should be in your mind. Basic picture. So interface, one class, one extended class, and then again we have another class which is a little bit complex to see. Okay, anyways, we will come to that later. And then we have the main method. Okay, done. So let's analyze this class. So what do we have over here? We have an array of generic type, and we have a private class. Okay, so now this is a hint for you. So as soon as you see a private class, the name is also given iter, so you already know this is an iterator or something like that. So if you would have practiced iterator questions, then you already know what can be asked and what may be asked. So then it is totally clear. See, it has next method is there, get next is there. Okay, then I mean this is basically iterator. Okay, so this is a private class which is working as an iterator, and obviously then this is a class which is storing the array which the iterator would access. Basic format of any iterator question. And then we have get next and has next, and obviously some variable to store the iterator value, that is this thing. I mean, it can be only be the part of the private class, right, which is actually the iterator. I mean, the variable which is the iterator. So that can be part of the private class only. So that must be then this value. And obviously I can see over here the get next method is also doing I++ and accessing this S array, which is there in this class. Okay, so and then I can see that here the generic type is t extends movie. So that means basically I have just seen that one class was movie and another class was extending it, right? So as long as I have t extends movie over here, that means I can have a movie or a extended class type, which is the biopic. That can be in this class. Okay, so I have an array which would be that generic type. So basically this array would be either a movie array or a biopic array. And I can see that there is an iterator. So basically I may have to traverse that array using the iterator which has been provided. And obviously I know that there is movie and there is biopic. And again, if you would have practiced iterator question, you know private classes we cannot access directly. So I know I discussed this in multiple sessions that you must have an interface and you would use the overriding to bypass the encapsulation. So exactly this thing, I mean 2-3 sessions we discussed that you need to use overriding to bypass the encapsulation of private class. Okay, so the basic structure of the code is clear in your mind. Okay, but that requires you to practice the iterator questions which has been discussed in the lecture by sir and also in the assignments. So let's now come back to the problem description. So write a program that defines two user-defined types, movie and its subtype biopic. We already know. The program accepts the EIDR. Now these details you will see from the problem description. Okay, so it would help you to code it a bit faster. So the program accepts the EIDR, which is a unique ID for each movie got, and the rating, which is an integer ranging from 0 to 5. Okay, okay, so we are accepting only for 4 movies, and then we are accepting same EIDR and rating and name of the person on which the biopic is based upon. So basically, which is stored as protagonist. Okay, okay, so you can read this anyways. So basically, we are taking details for 4 movie and 4 biopics in this code. So that has been told over here up to this line. Okay, and obviously we know it was a subclass superclass, so EIDR and ratings are same. You see over here also we had EIDR and rating, and only new variable is protagonist, which is there in the biopic, which is not there in the normal movie. So we know biopic is an extended class. So that's done. Now your program should print the information of the movie and the biopic which has the lowest rating. Okay, which has the lowest rating. So this has been asked. Your program should print the information of the movie and the biopic which has the lowest rating. Now, as you know that it was an iterator kind of question. So lowest rating means basically you need to see the data to see the rating, right? And to judge whether it is lowest or not. So basically you need to travel that array which we saw in the code. Okay, so by using the iterator, that is the whole idea of the code. Now the movie registry class in the program contains a generic array. So these things, as soon as you see the code and then come to the description, these things would be very much, I mean, it would just get into your mind by one reading. And if you see the description first, then go to the code, then it would take you multiple visits to the description again and again and see the code again and again. That would make you lose a lot of time. Okay, so it also provides the iterator to traverse through the array. We know that. Now this is something important. Assume that the rating of each movie or biopic is unique value. Why it is important? Maybe it would be more clear to us when we write the code. Okay, as of now, let's keep this thing in mind that some condition like this was given. Okay. So implement the following to complete the program and obtain the specified output. Oh, so it has already been told in the biopic class what I have to do, complete the definition of constructor. Let's go and do that then. Okay. Okay, I would. Now I cannot submit over here, so I would do an ID only. Fine. So we know that we have to override the constructor, right? That was the idea. Sorry, override. What I'm saying, I mean, define the constructor. Implement the following to complete the program, obtain the specified output in the class biopic, complete the definition of constructor. Okay, let's go and see. Define the appropriate constructor. Okay, so this is easy. I mean, not go into this detail. So I would define a biopic, right? What should be there inside this? Take help from main method if you need, because there we must have biopic object, right? So EIDR, rating, and then protagonist. So basically string, int, and string. String, int, and string. Fine.
Yeah, I'll call the super and first two parameter will pass it.
Yeah. String EIDR, int, what was that value? Rating, right? Rating, and then string protagonist. What will I do now?
Super. Super will be called. Yeah.
Very important, because I know that EIDR and RR, I mean rating, are values of the superclass. So I did pass it over there, and protagonist.
Protagonist here. Yeah.
Okay, work done. Let's go to the next. What is there? In the class F class, define the now. I have changed this in Eclipse because that's my public class name. But anyways, define the generic function print lowest rated that uses an iterator to find the movie, which has the lowest rating and prints the details of the calling the print method. Okay, so we have to make that. Achha. Okay, so what is this telling us? In the class iter, complete the definition of, so this is easy. So let's do this at first. Complete the definition of has next method. So let's do that. Where is iterator in the private class, right? Has next. Complete the definition. Okay, what should I write over here? What is the thing that we are aiming to do? This is the array, like we discussed just before. Has next would tell whether there is a new element in the array. If it is there, it would return true. If it is not there, it would return false. Now, since this is an array, how can I know that whether there is a new element or not? I mean, sorry, not new, any remaining element or not? Another important point, what do I mean when I say remaining element? This is an iterator, right? You already know that. So that means iterator must be at some point in the data structure on which it is iterating. The data structure over here is the array. So that point or that index is stored in this private int value. Sorry. Yeah, private int I value, because you all know that any iterator, since we cannot access it because it is a private class, so all the details regarding it should be stored inside that class only. So since there is only one variable over here, And obviously it is also intuitively initialized as -1 because that's the initial value. So you should be clear that this is the iterator actually. So we would use that. And you can also get a reference from your get next method anyway. So that is also using I. Fine. So what should I write over here? Then if
Sir, if I is not equal to length of array.
not equal to?
Sir, less than.
Because otherwise you will go out of the size again. So I is less than, what was the name of that array? Length. Is it correct? Small mistake. Is it correct or okay, so let it be like that only. If I is, then I'm returning true, else return false. So done. So now what is left? Define the method print lowest rated. Now we have defined the iterator and print lowest rated. Already the method name indicates that, I mean, you have to find in the array, in this array, right? What is that array? In this array, the movie or biopic which has the lowest rating, right? That has already been told in the problem definition also. If you see, define the generic function print lowest rated that uses an iterator. So it will obviously use the iterator to travel through that array to find the movie or biopic that has the lowest rating and prints the details by calling the print method. So calling the print method we will see later. Let's do it by part. So as the lowest rating, let's do that. Okay. Yeah. So the main crux of this question is how should the method print lowest rated look like? Let's go to the
public static.
Yeah, just a second. I would, yeah, for others also. See, the thing is, let's see, whenever you want to decide that signature of a function, always see where it is called. I mean, if the program segment is given to you. So we are seeing this here, the print lowest rated is called. Fine. So what is passed over here? A movie list is passed. That is, it is accepting an argument of list. I mean, movie, sorry, not a list. I mean a movie registry class. You see over here, movie list is an object of the movie registry class. Movie registry class is this class in which we have the iterator and the array. And then I just see that, okay, in the constructor, I am assigning that array to array which has been passed over here, right? This array has been initialized. So how it is getting initialized? Right. So then I see that, okay, I have taken the EIDR and rating in the main for the movie. This is for movie, right? Then I have called the constructor and created an object for that particular input and put it inside the one array, which is for movie. Similarly, I'm putting each object of biopic inside another array. So I have now these two arrays populated by movies and biopics. And then what I see over here, that I'm passing that array S1, right? S1 and S2, the both array for biopic and movie, inside the movie registry. I mean, in this variable, right? In the movie registry variable, we are passing that array. And in the constructor of movie registry, we have already seen that we are using these two arrays to allocate, to initialize the S underscore array that we had over here. So this is the constructor which is just initializing. Okay, so now I got the idea. So that means we are passing that array, and then we will use the print lowest rate to access that, and it will accept a movie or a biopic. Now this is the point. It will accept a movie or a biopic. Both things it should accept. So let's say public static would be there because it should be static anyways, and print lowest. What was the name? Rated. Now this is the $1 million question. What should be the type over here? Yeah. Can someone tell? What should I write?
T extend movie, no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Afnan, go ahead.
Okay, so it'll be a movie registry.
It would be movie registry. Okay, we are telling. So I will write in parallel. Fine. Movie
Yes, movie registry
registry, then
with the generic type being the wildcard character.
generic type in the wildcard character.
Yeah, wildcard character extending movie.
Okay, so how should I write it? Can you just?
Yes, sir. That question mark.
Fine. I will
Question
not
mark.
do anything. You have to tell me all the things.
Okay, all right. Question mark extends movie, and then we have this list.
Okay. So can we remove this extends? Okay, let us write it at first. Extends.
Yes, I think we can
movie.
remove that also, but
and then
a
object.
list object name, whatever that is, list. Yeah.
Fine. So that is done. Now
and the return type should be void, sir, because we are not returning anything, so it should be void.
Oh, I have not put the return type,
Yeah,
right?
that's
return type is void. Right. Yeah. So this is a proper choice for this problem. I mean, according to the problem. See why this is a proper choice. Now the counter questions. What would happen if I would have just written over here? Why I'm going into these generics and all? So
yeah, but if I write T extends movie, then it will not work, right?
T extends movie.
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell me? T, okay, C, T then?
Extend movie. So actually biopic also derived from movie, right?
I mean, see, class sample is not a generic class. So how am I writing T?
Okay.
Now the thing is, you are actually correct. The only thing is we have to if I do something like this, I mean, this is not required. Huh? This is just since you said, that's why I'm saying. This is also correct. Okay, remember when we discussed about generics, there were two ways to use generics. One was with the class itself, where we used to put the generic over here, something like this, or T extends, whatever, extends something. But anyways, one over here along the class and another with functions, right? Another with functions just before the return type. So if I want a class which is not a generic type to use a function which is generic type, then I can use a signature like this, which is exactly the scenario over here. But that's not the only way. You do not have to go into so much complication. It is just another way of doing it. You can just use the wildcard. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Ashim, is it okay? Is it, you are correct. This can be done, but in this way.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, so that's not the question, and those of you are not, I mean, quite familiar to that, it's totally understandable or fine, no issues. We will use the wildcard normally because that's what we have learned properly. But now another question is there, that why are we doing it? Let's go back and have a little bit look. So we are passing movie list and biopic list, which are ultimately objects of the movie registry class, right? Movie registry class. Then I mean, and that is a generic class. So we are in the generic, we have biopic or movie, right? In biopic or movie. So I must accept both movie and biopic. I know movie is the super class. So what I can do is, right? Now, why is it not working? I mean, I am saying this is not working because I'm getting an error over here.
Actually, when we are passing this parameter, that time, I mean, the compiler cannot understand, I mean, what type of is coming at the generic class, right?
Then how is it not giving error? It should also give error. So this is just a general thing I'm discussing. It has not very detailed explanation with respect to the programming assignment, but yeah. So why the line number 93 is not giving, the highlighted one is not giving error?
And that is not giving error, but the next one is giving error, 96 line.
Yes, yes.
Red color, right?
Yeah. Now my question is, if it does not understand the type, see, the thing is, at compile time we will discuss the type. At runtime it would not understand the type. So that is correct. But you have to rephrase your answer a little bit to get to the original reason for that. And the hint is, see, line number 93 is not giving error, but line number 96 is giving error. That's the hint to rephrase.
Sir, because the line number 93 is accepting the array of movie type, whereas
Exactly.
line number 9.
Exactly. Then just increase that. Just what is the reason for the 96 error then? It is of different type, but that is a subtype. That is a subtype. Subtype is can be accepted into supertype, right? We know that. Then why is it giving error?
Someone is.
I remember one property called covariance that sir has taught. Generics do not follow covariance. They are not covariant types.
Yes. Sometimes, actually, I'm trying to understand that, but I mean, remember that things. I mean, sir discussed those things in this class.
Yeah.
One of the lectures.
Yeah, in the session also we discussed that. See, if you write, let's forget about all this complexity and just tell me one thing. You define an array list of a superclass. I mean, array list in the angular bracket, you wrote a superclass name. And again, you defined another array list of any subclass. In the angular bracket, you write subclass name. Can you put the array list of subclass inside the array list of superclass? Can you directly write something like that? What I'm saying is, what is that?
Yeah, but that will be suppressed, right? It will always trying to look into the movie, not the biopic. Actually, it is going to pointer of the other things, not that particular class pointer. Particular class reference is not going. That's why the problem is coming over here.
Particular, sorry.
Suppose, I mean, if I write down pass the movie class into the generic class, I mean, the movie registry. So when I'm trying to pass into the biopic one, actually it cannot. I mean, it's going to reference of the list, right? So these two lists is different, right? It's not trying to understand, I mean, at the time of passing into that.
Just a second. Yeah, so my question now is, can I write something like A equal to B? See, object class is the superclass of any class, right? So I didn't, I mean, so let's be explicit. Now, so this is the question. Can I, so let's just do one small exercise again to recapitulate. Object obj1 equal to and a obj2 equal to new a done, and then what I am doing, obj1 equal to obj2. Fine. So this is working. I can have a
here is no problem, because direct the object reference or function reference is there. Sorry, class reference is there. Yeah. But when I am going through the list, actually list reference is there, not the class object reference.
And that is not storing the type information.
Yeah, that's why the problem is coming.
Exactly.
It's not understanding.
Yeah. So this is the idea of I mean, we just give this a name. That's what we call covariant property of types. So ideally, it means that you just have to remember this, and I mean, it has been explained properly in the lecture. Sir has explained all that. That if you have an collection Then subtype supertype relation you cannot just copy like you have been doing for normal variables. I mean, you just cannot create a supertype array list and put in a subtype array list into it. Okay, so I mean, you have also done assignments on this same topic. Multiple questions were there. Fine. So let's go back to our question. So here, that's the idea. I cannot write movie over here because of the reason that movie is a superclass. That is fine. But although movie is a superclass, in this case, it cannot accept a subclass value because it's a collection. I mean, you're passing it as a not collection. You're passing it as a generic type. So in generic types, you cannot do that. So that's what we call coherence property is not satisfied in generics. Okay, so let's go back to that previous thing. So this is the wildcard. You have to write wildcard. All these things are conceptual. I mean, you do not have to do anything highly syntax oriented over here. So now that is done. Now what we will do, we have to iterate through the array and then find the least rated movie, right? That was the idea. So now in order to iterate, what would I need and how would I iterate, right? So we know that iteration here would be done by an iterator. So I must have the iterator in the first place. So let's go and see how I was getting the iterator.
So
now
this one will eat the time.
This one would
take the time.
Take time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, this one, I mean, declaration. It's exactly understand this.
Yeah. So see, I was just so let's see how I can get the iterator. So these are private class. I don't know. I mean, if you are familiar with iterators questions, I mean, you would just do it once, but still I'm explaining. So this is a private class. So let's see if I have anything public to access the iterator. I see that there is one public method over here which is returning me the iterator. See, public movie iterator get iterator return new iterator. I mean new iter, which is essentially the private class, and you know that is actually your iterator. Right. So I need to call this method. How will I call this method? This is a movie registry class method, right? So I would just use the list object to call it list dot get iterator. I got the iterator. Simple thing. Now I need to have a data type. I mean, a variable where I would store it. So you already can see over here that this is a movie iterator return value, right? So I will just write movie iterator. Again, conceptually, this is the interface movie iterator, because again that is private and you cannot access it directly. So movie iterator, any variable name, let's say iterator itera. Let's write I. Fine. Movie iterator I. So I got the iterator. Now what I have to do, I have to travel that array, this array. Okay. How to travel? Normal traveling an array. I was checking.
Has next.
Has next. Very good. Has next. I dot has next. Now what will I write over here? It's as long as it is true, right? So then I am inside the array. Now what I have to do? Now since we are already inside the array, now we need to. This array is what? This is basically an array of objects, which is a movie type object or biopic type object. So I need to pick each object, right? How can I pick each object?
Get next.
Get next. Normal idea. So I dot get next. Call get next. Already defined in the question. So you are calling the get next to get the array. Now where should I store that object? Remember, you are writing this code to operate on biopic or movie, both kind of objects. So you should write accordingly. What should be the type?
Movie.
Great, because this is super type. Here we are not dealing with generics. This is just a normal object copy. So movie m equal to it.getNext. Great. So now I am getting the object. Now I have to check whether it's rating. Now normal, minimum, maximum checking. So you know, while checking minimum and maximum, we need to have a variable where I would store the minimum. So let's say that minimum was integral type, right? What was the type? I mean the rating, sorry. not the minimum.
Yeah, integral type, integer.
Yeah, integer. Oh, 0 to 4. Yeah, now I remember. Okay. So integer minimum. Now again, I hope this you have understood in your CT or Python or normal programming classes, that when you
The
are
highest.
trying to check minimum, you assign the highest value.
Yeah.
So here we have 5, so I will assign 5 as the rating. And now let's go again. Now I have to check whether that value is, I mean, the minimum. I mean, this object has the minimum rating or not. So let's say if what was that where I have stored it, m, right? So m dot, what is that, get rating method? I mean, you can just again go over here and see that you have the get rating method, right? Get rating method is there. Okay, so as soon as you see I need to access the rating, just go to the class and see what is the okay. So rating is private, so there must be one public function. So I got the get rating function. If m dot get rating is lesser than max, sorry, min, then what will I do? I will assign min equal to m dot get rating. Get rating done. And also I need to have that object stored somewhere, right? I mean, that is just the min rating, but I need to have that object stored. I mean, normal minimum maximum find. So in order to store that object, I must have another
movie variable.
Let's say min movie, I call it min movie. And I assign min movie equal to m. Spelling is okay. So I do that, and so my if condition is done. All I'm getting the movie. So once I get outside this group, I will get the minimum value movie. I know. So where is that stored? Inside the min movie, right? That minimum value movie. Now the question was asking me to do what? Now I have got the minimum value movie.
Yeah, we need to call the print functions.
Calling the print method. Okay.
Yeah.
Just do that. Min movie dot print. What happened? Did I write anything? Min movie. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. So this is
initialization is required.
Yeah. So this is done. Okay. What is left? Yeah, nothing else. Yeah. So we are done basically. So let's check one test case. Let's check this one only. Okay. My God, so this total. Array index out of bound. Yeah, so that's what I was expecting. Remember one thing that I told, small mistake. What are we doing over here? I was telling now that when you are looking for it, it is starting from -1, you are going, and just before the last you should stop, right? Array would give you the same size. So you do that. So this is the output. M22, M91 adder. M22, M91 adder.
Sir, what change did you do?
-1, I just stopped, remember?
Okay. Yes, sir.
I just told that one small mistake we are doing.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, no one pointed out, so I went away. Okay, so this is the idea. See, so what is the part of code that you had to write is this thing. This code is difficult from the point of view. See that this is other thing. Other than this, you have to write just constructor, so that is fine. So the difficulty is understanding the code, not writing it. See, if you see over here, there is not a single function or nothing else from Java's any syntactical idea or anything like that. So it's just you have to understand the code properly. So that would take time, and that is the difficult part of writing it. Okay. Okay, so since it's already 10, I thought of discussing the other hard question as well. Maybe I will not discuss in detail, because the reason for that is, this is the other difficult question. And I have discussed similar question in pretty detailed way in one practice session. I mean, practice programming assignment. So you have to override compared to method, you have to override equals method, remember, and use the linked hash set and tree set. One practice question in collection. In one session I have discussed.
Sir, the banking one, private and saving account and current account.
Savings account, current account. Remember?
We did it in the session just before the exam as well, along with the EVM.
Along with the EVM also I discussed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it is just that. I am not going into the detail. If you have any doubt, maybe in the next session you can ask. Okay. Yeah, so that's the two difficult question that we have.
So there was one doubt I was having regarding that problem.
Yeah, that overriding, right?
No, you had given that TOBJ in the exam.
Where?
One of the the paraha. That I wanted to discuss only was.
See, TOBJ is the correct definition. Just a second.
If possible, you can discuss today or in next lecture. No issues.
Yeah, just a second. So I hope here. Yeah, this one, right?
Correct, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, what is compared to accepting? So let me just show that. We have anyway discussed this, but let's do that. Just a second. Compared to is a part of comparable interface. You all know that by now. That's why we are implementing, right? So
yes.
This thing, right? It's comparable interface. So comparable interface looks something like this. It's already defined. I'm not defining it. I'm just showing how it looks like. Okay. So comparable interface looks something like this. And then you have some default methods. So you need not worry about all those, but default and static methods are there. So that's fine. So this is how the comparable interface looks. And that's why whenever you implement comparable on any class, how did we do that? So let's say you have a class voter implements comparable. I know comparable is generic type. So this is the syntax of any class which is implementing comparable. I mean, we have many assignments on that. And again, the programming here also, if you see, this is basically the same definition. Okay. So that is the way how we define comparable class. Just a second. And yeah, so this is the definition. So now you can see that since comparable can be implemented on any class, it should be a generic type, and we pass that same class type into it. So here, while you are overriding compared to method, you should write the class name. That is the generic type. That is the very definition of comparable. I mean, from the day one is the definition. So I would write, and I have to write public anyway, because it's an interface class. So public int compared to voter, and then object or obj or whatever you write, and then you go for just writing.
So this is clear. This I understood.
Yeah.
I was just worried about that TOBJ. I thought that I have to define this compared to considering TOBJ, but I did correctly in exam. I confused with that TOBJ because in the definition it is actually TOBJ that I.
Yeah, that is the description, right? See, we cannot write voter O because that's not the I would say signature of the method. When whenever you see signature given in any programming question on any platform, you would see the normal definition. You cannot, I mean, It's not specific to your program.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's why we are mentioning where T is a generic type. So that's left for you to understand that, okay, so in this case, my class is the generic type.
Now it's clear, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So any more question on these two programming assignments? Anything? If anyone of you have doubt on the other, I mean, this hash code where you have to override equals method and compare to method, right? And use linked hash set and tree set, this question. So you can just refer to the collections live session on practice program. And also the day 2-3 days before the exam also we discussed some question. In that also I discussed similar question, compared to equals on. You can see that, and if any doubt is there on other two these questions, you may ask. Okay, no doubts. Anyway, it's too late. Yeah, so see, the basic this thing is it's a little bit difficult to understand the code, but not very, I mean, it's not very super syntactical so into this sense, but obviously I agree that it's difficult to understand the code because there is so many types and everything involved. And obviously without the compiler error, it's too difficult, and we did not know that the compiler error wouldn't be given. I mean, we tested it, everything, we tested all the compilation error was working, but due to some last minute problems, unprecedented problem, it happened. So it's not in our hand also, and but we are very sorry for that. We have to check somehow. Anyways, so fine. Okay, then we will sign off for now. Good night all.
Sir, I had an operational doubt of sorts related to the programming exam, not the questions themselves.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Can you put it in discourse and tag the team?
All right, sir, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.